Hello my friends. Here in the UK, commonly referred to as the United Kingdom, we have what I can best describe as a fine tradition. And that tradition is this. Every single year on the 25th of December, commonly referred to as Christmas Day, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the head of the monarchy gives a speech to the nation. So, you're thinking, okay, that sounds good. Let me tell you though, this speech by the king or the queen, it's king these days because it's Charlie boy, this speech, my friends, is a very clever blend of waffle and blah blah blah. And you're going to say, wait a minute Leggy, that sounds just like one of your reviews. Okay, now, the king can get away with it because by 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Christmas Day, there is literally only a handful of people here in the UK which are still sober. Okay, he gets away with it. And you're thinking, Leggy mate, you've got away with it for years. Alright, hands up, I have. I've got away with it for years, talking absolute waffle about fragrances. And we're going to do it again. In fact, I'm going to follow in the footsteps of the King of England, and I'm going to do a speech, well, more of a review, but I'm going to get more royal. Because this fragrance review, my friends, is all about 1 million royal. But you know what? The King doesn't give you like a warm welcome. I'm going to give you the warmest ever welcome. You don't get this on any other channel. Come here my friends, come here my friends. You know what, I'm so glad you are here at this review because I can share a fragrance with you and I can inspire you to wear a good fragrance every single day. Okay, that's what I'm here for. Okay, now, 1 million Royal, launched I think it was 2023, is an incredible version of the original 1 million. I'm going to show you my bottle. Now this is a bit embarrassing. Okay, this is weird because when I'm sort of on the vapours of a fragrance, especially if it's one that's got sort of cleverly put together, I dismantle it to try and find out how it works. Man, this is going to be embarrassing. Right, there. It's nothing like it. Okay, I've taken it all apart because I wanted to know how it worked. There, my friends, is a 50ml bottle of 1 million Royal. And you're going to say, Leggy, mate, why have you even showed it to us? All right, I had to show it you because I have this fragrance and I was literally in limp home mode and some kind person sent me a message, a comment and said, Leggy, did you know that Fragrance World have just dropped 1 million Royal clone? I'm like, if Fragrance World are on it and I'm on vapors, it kind of makes sense that I got myself straight on to eBay. Now, this bottle looks a bit better because I haven't stripped this one down. Right, there you go. Look at that, my friends. That is LAUNO Million Royal. Okay, this, my friends, is a clone of 1 million Royal. I didn't really need to tell you that because it's kind of really obvious. Now, I was very grateful that they sent me a comment because I say I was on vapors and I was sort of almost tempted with buying another bottle. I'd only ever had the 50ml and I pretty much hammered it in a couple of months. But now I've got the Fragrance World and I desperately need to share it with you. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to tell you as much as I can about it. Okay, you ready for this professional spray? One that way, one that way. Alright, let me wind the clock back to when I first smelt the original 1 million Royal. It looked a lot better than that back in the day. Okay, my first thoughts, my friends, it was kind of weird. I thought that 1 million had had a fling with Herba Pura. That was my first thoughts, and it kind of is that kind of 1 million and Herba Pura sort of, they've had a fling. Okay. First of all, my friends, this is a gorgeously sexy, sweet kind of fragrance. The Fragrance World is, how can I put this? absolutely spot on. Fragrance World are on fire at the moment, and this is a perfect example. You know what? There is no alcohol, there's no chemical mess or whatever. You are straight into 1 Million Royal. Okay, seriously, there's nothing where I can say that they deviate at all from the original. I mean, the bottle looks better as well. It's only mine. Right, ignore that. Okay. If I was to put a silly percentage on it, I would have to go with like 99%. I cannot tell you what the difference is. Now, obviously, I've hammered my way through a 50ml, and then I've hammered the bottle, all right, hammered the fragrance. So I'm in a fairly good position to be able to tell you that this, my friends, is absolutely spot on. It captures perfectly 1 Million Royal. Now I suppose I need to try and describe what 1 Million Royal is all about. Okay, let me just step back. Deep breathe. Right. Now, 1 Million Royal, and I'm smelling the fragrance well because it's exactly the same. Let me tell you, it is sweet. Now when I say sweet, I mean pudding sweet. I mean edible sweet. Trust me, whilst you're wearing this, quite often you want to take a bite or have a good lick of it. It's kind of like a very, very nice pastry pudding with some gorgeous, gorgeous sort of vanilla-y custardy sauce on it. This, my friends, is so, so, so sweet and good. Now, okay, if you're worried about the whole sweet thing, let me tell you, there are various categories of sweet. You have sweet, which is piercingly sweet, which can come across as a little bit cheap sweet and a little bit sort of off-putting sweet. Now I get why some guys would say I'm not into that kind of sweetness. Then you can have a sexy sweet. Yes, ridiculously piercingly sweet, but because it's so sexy, it kind of gets away with it. Then, now when I'm thinking of something like 1 million, no, well not 1 million, Le Male Elixir. When I say sweet, I mean gloopy, sort of almost, if you were to touch it, sticky sweet, okay? And that's kind of where that one is, really sticky sweet. But you know, this one, 1 Million Royal, or Fragrance World LAUNO Million Royal, exactly the same. This, my friends, is as sweet as the sweetest fragrance, but because it's so well refined, because it's so cleverly blended, you don't ever think, oh, it smells cheap. In fact, this smells very, very regal. This smells very, very expensive, okay? You never at any point think it's piercingly sweet, because it isn't. Never, I say, do you ever think it's kind of cheap sweet. This, my friends, is so well refined sweet. It's kind of, all right, I've just thought, you know when you get sugar and you have white granulated sugar, and then you can have like sort of demerara, like the grainy sort of brown sort of sugar. I'm trying to think, I haven't got a packet to show you, but if you ever find, I think it's muscovado sugar, and it's like a almost a powdery sort of sugar, and it's thick sort of brown sugar. It smells like that. Okay, I say it is pudding, it is edible sweet, this is, but never at any point does the sweetness annoy you, because it is perfect sweetness. This is perfectly, perfectly blended. And you're going to say, Leggy, what about the notes? All right, I've got to be perfectly honest. I've never actually looked up the notes for 1 Million Royal. And the thing is, it's not the sort of fragrance where you can go, oh, I get the sort of lemon, or, oh, I get the oud wood. Because it's so well blended, it's perfect. It's kind of like a fragrance where there's no gaps in between the fragrance notes. It's not like one you can pick out the different fragrance notes. It's just one seamless blend of a perfect sweetness. Does that make sense? I'm hoping it does. Okay, so it smells edible, it smells like a pudding, it's super, super sexy in that respect, but you never ever go, it's too sweet, because, and trust me, even if you're a guy and you're listening to this and you're thinking, nah, Nicky, mate, it's too sweet. Trust me, try it. Go and sample it, because you'll go, actually, that is incredibly classy. In fact, out of all the fragrances I've got, this is probably one of the sweetest, but it's the most classy sweetness. No point do you ever go, oh, it's too sweet, or it's sticky sweet, or anything like that. It's just the most perfect sweetness. Okay, yes, there is a fruity element to it, and yes, there is a sort of a floral element. There's a lavender element. Yes, there's some woody element to it, but at no point do you ever pick out and go, oh, I get the lavender, oh, I get the orange. It's not like that. It's just a seamless blend of perfect pudding sweetness. And you're going to say, Leggy, so I am telling you, hand on heart, from my experience with 1 million, I can't show you that, it's terrible. My experience with 1 million Royal tells me, and if you trust my judgment, this is an absolutely spot on clone. Will I be going out and buying the real thing again? No, I will not. This, my friends, and you're going to say, how much is it, Leggy? Well, okay, well, I can only talk about here in the UK. This, I went straight on eBay a few weeks back, and I found this for £19.99. Trust me, my friends. Trust me. I've just got to spray this one. Oh, man. This is so good. Let me tell you, when you initially spray it, you kind of get like a slightly minty vibe. A few seconds in, you also get like a cherry vibe. I don't think there's either of those in it. This, I'm actually going to say, this is kind of like a niche kind of fragrance, because it's seamlessly blended, and it does have a lot of elements to it, but nothing that actually stands out and jumps out at you. It's just so smoothly blended. Okay, this, my friends, is worthy of the title Royal. Okay, let me look at that. I've actually focused a bottle for you. Okay, trust me. Whether you are worried about sweet fragrances or not, whether you like 1 million Royal or not, okay, trust me, this is worth putting into your collection now. It does have a maturity to it. You know, I'm going to say, if you're a teenager, maybe you probably wouldn't want to wear this, because it does have a royal kind of, oh, not royal, it has like a maturity to it, okay. I'm not saying as a teenager you couldn't wear this, but I'm going to say that maybe it's for your sort of 20-year-old guy plus, okay. There's no age limit with this. This will do you right up or down to the grave, whichever way you look at it, okay. This has a definite maturity to it that just keeps going. Absolutely incredible, okay. What about an occasion? Now, I personally wouldn't be reaching for this one in the heat of the summer. Okay, it's realistically a slightly cooler weather fragrance. Now, here in the UK, most of our weather sort of classed as cooler weather fragrance. So here in the UK, my friends, you can pretty much wear this all year round. If we do get like a bit of a heat in the summer, perhaps ignore this one. Okay, go for something different, all right? So cooler weather, absolutely ageless, not maybe a teenage fragrance. What about an occasion? Okay, this, my friends, will work so well with jeans and a t-shirt, or you can dress it up. You can wear shirt, suit and tie. Okay, it's pretty much versatile in that respect. I couldn't think of the word then. Versatile. It suddenly came to me. Okay, so in terms of an occasion, you know, this would be great on a date night, and it would also be great if you're just going out for the night sort of thing, with some friends or whatever. Okay, so hopefully I've given you enough heads up on this. What about the performance, Leggy? Because you're going to say Fragrance World are pretty good. I'm actually going to say Fragrance World is absolutely amazing. Now, this has only just launched, and I don't know whether sort of the initial launch formula is the strongest. Trust me, this, my friends, I'm going to be honest with you, the original Paco Rabanne, I can't keep showing you, this is terrible. Right, let me just show you the top. The original Paco Rabanne, okay, is a very long-term performance. The Fragrance World is there or thereabouts. For the first 2 hours, this stuff is radiating off you. I'm not going to say it's projecting wildly, but it has like a real classy radiation, okay? After the 2 hours, it then comes down to sort of a fair size scent bubble, and it carries on for about 6 or 7 hours. You know what, it really doesn't give up, this one. On skin, it's there the next day. On clothes, about 3 or 4 days, okay? Or until you wash them. You should always wash them. You don't need to be told that, do you? Okay, now I wore this to work, and probably about 2 hours after applying it, I was walking past one of the salesmen and he just went, "Leggy, what are you wearing? I need to know." Okay, so people will smell this on you. Let me also tell you that our two lovely receptionists, Emma and Lollipop, okay, they both smelt this and they went all googly-eyed, and it was like, wow, that is absolutely amazing. Females love this sweetness. You know what, it's not piercingly sort of cheap sweet. This is, remember my words, when you smell it you're going to go, Leggy's right. This, my friends, is classy sweet, smooth sweet, regal sweet, royal sweet. Okay, now I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to let you get back to your turkey and stuffing and your crackers and your hats and all that sort of silly things that we do at this time of year. But please, please, please consider coming back for the next review, because all being well, there'll be another review. Please stay safe, and please determine in your mind to wear a good fragrance every day. Now, if you've only spent £20, 20 British pounds on 100ml eau de parfum, you can afford to almost overspray it. Always put a couple on your neck, okay? If you're bald, the advantage of being bald, because hair is no longer a deal breaker, stick a bit on top. And then clothes, okay? Couple of sprays and sort of walk into it. Oh man. Trust me, my friends, please, please, please get this into your collection. You will not regret it. In fact, you will message me and it's over here. You'll message me and you will say, "Leggy, you're absolutely right. This is a stunningly gorgeous fragrance." Okay, what's next? Oh yeah, I'm going to go. In fact, I'm already on the off button, so I'm not going to love you and leave you now. Have a nice day, and I'll catch up with you on the next review. Goodbye.